Well, speaking of unity, the Republican Party, as it exists today, can trace its roots, as we mentioned earlier, to 5 years ago today, when you had that floor fight to start the Republican National Convention, the last stand of those who were against Donald Trump.
You are ignoring delegates who have been elected to this convention.
It was a failed attempt that left some delegates upset and angry.
We saw a party that doesn't want to seem to operate in a democratic fashion and actually allow votes to be counted.
Will you walk out now?
Maybe I will talk to other people and see what they want to do.
In the end, no delegations walked and the convention went on, though as I observed at the time, it was awkward to start.
Have you ever been to one of those weddings where the families don't always get along, but the union still takes place? It's kind of like what transpired here on the floor.
Now, political conventions are about setting the tone for a candidate for the upcoming campaign, but they can also set the tone for the host city as well that looks to use it, as Cleveland did, as a springboard for greater things. Send a message around the world. Come check us out. 5 years ago this week, Cleveland put on its finest and hosted the Republican National Convention, a gathering of 48,000 people, 15,000 media, and nearly 2,500 delegates, many seeing the city for the very first time.
Is this Lake Erie?
Right. Lake Erie.
Okay, I got it right.
Well, we heard Rust Belt, so I wasn't expecting it to be this pretty.
This is beautiful. What a town. And these museums. I can't wait to come back and bring my kids.
Getting to this point was a decades-long process that took several attempts, culminating with $4 billion in economic investments, including the building of a new convention center, a new public square, and the addition of enough hotel rooms to pull off an event of this size. In July of 2014, the Republican National Committee could no longer say no.
It was a business decision. I mean, when it came down to hotels, the venue, the arena, it was unbelievable.
A study a year after the convention found the economic impact of it to be $188 million, but it was never about the money from that 1 week.
That was one of the benefits, and not even the top one, because it really was about foundation laying for future years, which I think it's done.
Yes, pulling off the convention successfully and without incident was the ultimate vetting of the city for any major event, the NFL Draft, the baseball and basketball All-Star games included, all of which Cleveland landed in part because of the RNC, and in turn those events also benefited from it as well.
We've taken this model, this organizing committee model we put in place for RNC. It was exactly what we used for NFL Draft. It's exactly what we're using for NBA All-Star Game. And yes, a lot of the people are the same, but the structure of how we do it in Cleveland, which has worked incredibly well, it has been a nice legacy of that.
I wanted to step outside the virtual set this morning to talk about something little that's big that the public didn't get a chance to see. When they were looking for a spot for Media Row, the convention center made the most sense, but it's like a half-mile away. Then they realized they got something on site that's going to be sitting empty. Gateway East Garage. So they literally enclosed an entire floor of the place, putting carpeting, windows, and air conditioning, and turned it into this additional meeting space on site, sending a message that this is a city that is capable of handling just about anything and is willing to think outside the box to do it. With Democracy 2021, I'm John Kosich. Enjoy your Sunday.